In this video we will explore some everyday life examples of distant repetition. I recall you that distant repetition is this kind of structure. You have something that repeats, but between one repetition and the other you have something else, which can be the same thing, but it's quite often something different each time. So we have already talked about the days, one day after the other, as an example of close repetition, this kind of repetition, okay, etc. But you can think of days as a kind of distant repetition as well, if you consider the fact that you have some constant things that you do during the day. For example, you wake up. So you're in bed and you wake up there, and then you spend a day which is, I suppose, quite different from the next day, from the previous day. So then you wake up again and have another day there, then you wake up again, and so on. And you can replace this waking up with you go to sleep, or you take a coffee. So you have a constant thing, a constant gesture that you do during the day, and all the rest around this before and after changes. Another example of this could be well, a variation of this, if you want, to go to school, to go to work, and so you have the same gestures there. Again, you have the fact that you go somewhere, that you take your place, all the same thing, but the content of each day changes for what concerns what you learn or what you do at your workplace. And if you think about manual activities, well, soldering is something that reminds me this kind of distant repetition. Why? Because if you have ever soldered something, for example your guitar jacks or this kind of or heavier stuff, I don't know, well, you know that you spend quite a lot of time to put in place your cables, and yeah, then you discover that you'd need 3 hands and you don't have them, so you have to manage how to do it with your limited human resources. And then when you have positioned them, and each time you have to find something different to position them, it's never the same gesture. Well, then you have a common gesture which is soldering, which is quite easy once everything is in place. So again, you position them, and when it's done, and it's done each time in a different way, let's say, you solder them, and this is a constant thing. And to talk about the last example about computers and programming languages, well, this kind of structure is what you do when you write a function, and then you call this function from your program. So a function call is something very close to this. You have your flow going like this, and let's suppose here you need some functionalities that you have already implemented there. So you call your function, the function gives you back a result, and then you continue. And later you need again this function, so you call it, it gives you a result, and you can continue in this way. So this is always different, and this is the same thing each time. To resume, waking up, going to school, and soldering, and function call. These are everyday life of examples of distant repetition. So now I invite you to explore musical example of distant repetition in this section of our usual resume here, and I wish you a good work.